Most people finish their meal, settle into their chair, and do the one thing that quietly works against their body. They sit completely still, and I completely understand. After a meal, you feel full, maybe a little tired, and the couch feels like the right place to be. But here is what most people don't realize. The 30 minutes right after you eat are the most important 30 minutes of your entire day, for your blood sugar, your heart, and your long-term health. And what you do, or don't do, during those 30 minutes determines whether your body handles the sugar from that meal efficiently, or stores it, strains your pancreas, and quietly pushes you toward insulin resistance. Now, before you think I'm going to tell you to go for a jog after dinner, I'm not. What I'm about to show you can be done sitting in your favorite chair, at your kitchen table, on your couch. It takes 5 minutes, and it works by activating the exact same biological pathways that exercise does, without the effort of exercise. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will have 4 simple seated movements that can genuinely change what happens inside your body after every meal for the rest of your life. Let me start with a story. Margaret is 63 years old. She is not diabetic, but at her last checkup, her doctor told her she was pre-diabetic. Her A1C had crept up to 6.1. Her fasting blood sugar was higher than it should be. She wasn't eating terribly. She wasn't completely inactive. But every evening after dinner, she sat down, watched her shows, and didn't move for 2 hours. Sound familiar? Here is what was happening inside Margaret's body during those 2 hours, and what may be happening inside yours right now. When you eat, especially carbohydrates like bread, rice, pasta, or even fruit, your digestive system breaks those foods down into glucose, sugar. That sugar enters your bloodstream. Your pancreas then releases a hormone called insulin. Insulin's job is to escort that sugar out of your blood and into your cells, where it becomes energy. Now here is the part that changes everything. Your muscles are the largest consumers of glucose in your entire body. When your muscles are active, even gently, even slightly, they open up special channels called GLUT4 transporters. Think of these like little gates on the surface of your muscle cells. When those gates are open, glucose flows directly from your blood into your muscles, naturally, efficiently, with far less demand on insulin. But when you sit completely still after eating, those gates stay closed. Blood sugar stays elevated longer. Your pancreas works harder. And over months and years, that repeated strain leads to insulin resistance, where your body slowly stops responding to insulin the way it should. That is how type 2 diabetes develops, not overnight, quietly, meal after meal, year after year. The solution is not complicated. You simply need to keep your muscles gently moving during that critical post-meal window, and that is exactly what we are going to do right now. Before we get into the 4 movements, I want to take just 90 seconds to explain the science behind this, because once you understand why it works, you will actually do it. There are 2 ways glucose enters your muscle cells. The first is through insulin. Insulin signals the cell to open its gates. Glucose enters, energy is produced. This is the normal pathway. The second way is through muscle contraction. When a muscle contracts, even at a very low level, it sends a direct signal to those GLUT4 transporters to come to the surface and open up. No extra insulin required. The muscle does the work on its own. Scientists call this non-insulin-mediated glucose uptake, and research has shown that even light, low-intensity movement is enough to trigger this effect. This is also why even a short walk after a meal has been shown in multiple studies to significantly lower post-meal blood sugar levels. But walking is not always possible. Your knees may hurt. The weather may be poor. You may simply not feel up to it. These seated movements activate the same biological pathways, using the largest muscle groups in your lower body: your calves, your hamstrings, your glutes, your inner and outer thighs, all from the comfort of a chair. There is also a second system that benefits from this, your lymphatic system. Unlike your heart, which pumps blood automatically, your lymphatic system has no pump of its own. It depends entirely on muscle movement to keep flowing. When you sit still for long periods, lymph flow slows down. Fluid can pool in your legs. Your ankles may swell. Waste products are cleared more slowly. When you keep your muscles gently moving, even through small rhythmic contractions, lymph flows, circulation improves, and your body becomes more efficient at everything. 2 systems, 1 simple habit, 5 minutes after every meal. Let's begin. The first movement is called calf heel pulses. Sit comfortably with both feet flat on the floor. Now place just the balls of your feet and your toes on the ground, and lift your heels slightly off the floor. Now begin small, quick, continuous pulses. Your heels are moving up and down rapidly, but they never fully touch the ground. It is a short, fast oscillation, almost like a gentle tremor in your legs. Keep it going. Do not stop. The key is not how high your heels go. The key is that the movement never stops. Place your hands on your calves right now. Feel that rhythmic contraction? That is your calf muscle, sometimes called the second heart, pumping blood upward through your legs, back toward your heart. Every time your calf contracts, it squeezes the veins in your lower leg and pushes blood upward. When you sit completely still, that pumping stops. Blood pools, legs swell, circulation slows. This simple movement reverses all of that. And at the same time, those GLUT4 gates in your calf muscles are opening, pulling glucose directly out of your bloodstream. Keep pulsing for 60 seconds. You can talk, watch television, or simply breathe. Just keep those heels moving. The second movement is called glute rock pulses. Your glutes, the muscles in your buttocks, are the single largest muscle group in your entire body, and size matters here. The larger the muscle, the more glucose it can absorb. Here is how to activate your glutes while seated. Place your heels flat on the floor. Sit slightly forward in your chair if that feels comfortable. Now gently rock your heels from side to side, left, right, in a slow, easy rhythm. Your whole body does not move, just your heels shifting slightly, which causes your glutes to alternately contract and release. It is very subtle. It almost feels like a gentle, restless energy in your legs. But your glutes are working. You can place your hands underneath your thighs to feel it, or simply rest them on your lap. This movement does not look like much from the outside, but inside your body, your largest muscle group is repeatedly opening those glucose gates, pulling sugar out of your bloodstream naturally, without medication, without standing up, without any significant effort. Continue for 60 seconds. Keep it gentle, keep it continuous. The third movement is called hamstring pull pulses. The hamstrings are the muscles running along the back of your thighs. When you walk, they work constantly. When you sit still, they go completely dormant. This movement wakes them up. Gently. Place both feet flat on the floor. Now focus only on your heels. Very slowly and gently, pull your heels backward, as if you are trying to drag them along the floor toward your chair. You will only move a tiny amount, then release. Then pull back again. A slow, steady rhythm. Place your hands on the backs of your thighs. Can you feel a slight tightening? That is your hamstring contracting. As a bonus, this gentle pulling motion also provides mild decompression for your lower back. Many people over 50 find that this movement relieves that familiar tightness that builds up after sitting through a long meal. Each contraction is one more opportunity for glucose to leave your bloodstream and enter that muscle tissue where it belongs. Continue for 60 seconds, hands on the backs of your thighs so you can feel it working. The fourth and final movement is called inner-outer thigh oscillation. This one may be the easiest of all four, and it is particularly kind to those with knee discomfort, hip stiffness, or any lower body pain because it requires absolutely no impact and no weight bearing. Sit back comfortably. Let your legs relax completely. Now let your knees drift slightly apart, then gently bring them back together. Apart, together, apart, together. A slow, lazy oscillation. You are not squeezing hard. You are not forcing anything. Just a gentle, rhythmic, open, and close. Place your hands on the inside or outside of your thighs and feel the alternating tension as your inner and outer thigh muscles take turns contracting. When you combine this movement with the previous three, you create a continuous wave of gentle muscle activity through your entire lower body, calves, glutes, hamstrings, inner thighs, all working together, all pulling glucose, all keeping circulation moving, all supporting your lymphatic system. Continue for 60 seconds, nice and easy. Now, let me be very practical with you, because knowing something and actually doing it are two completely different things. Here is exactly how to build this into your daily life without any extra planning. Start within 15 to 30 minutes of finishing your meal. That is typically when blood glucose peaks after eating. You do not need to time it perfectly. Just begin as soon as you settle in after eating, rather than waiting an hour or two. You do not have to do all four movements every single time. If you only have 2 minutes, do the heel pulses. If you can manage 3 minutes, add the glute rocks. Build up gradually. Even one movement done consistently is dramatically better than doing nothing. Use your television as your timer. During any commercial break, which is usually 2 to 3 minutes, cycle through 2 or 3 of these movements. By the time your program returns, you are done. No extra time required. No disruption to your routine. If you are managing diabetes, pre-diabetes, or any cardiovascular condition, please speak with your doctor before making changes to your routine. These movements are gentle and low risk, but your healthcare provider knows your complete health picture and should always be part of the conversation. And finally, consistency matters far more than intensity. You will not feel a dramatic difference after one session. But after 2 to 4 weeks of doing this after meals consistently, you will likely notice real changes. More energy in the afternoons, less of that heavy, sluggish feeling after eating, and over time, better numbers at your next checkup. This is not a miracle, it is biology, and you are simply giving your biology what it needs to work the way it was designed to. I want to come back to Margaret. 6 months after her doctor warned her about pre-diabetes, she made 3 changes. She reduced her late-night snacking. She started going for a short walk a few times a week, and after every meal, she spent 5 minutes doing these seated movements. At her next checkup, her fasting blood sugar had improved. Her A1C had come back down from 6.1 to 5.7. Her doctor was pleased. Margaret was relieved, and honestly, a little surprised at how simple it had been. She did not overhaul her life. She did not join a gym. She simply added 5 quiet minutes to something she was already doing, sitting after her meals. That is the power of small, consistent habits done at the right time. If you are over 50, your body is still remarkably capable of adapting, of healing, of regulating, of improving. It simply needs the right signals. And one of the most important signals you can give it is to keep moving, even just a little, after every meal. You deserve to feel well, not just to avoid disease, but to have real energy, to wake up feeling rested, to move through your day without that heavy, foggy feeling, to stay strong and independent for the people who love you. 5 minutes, after every meal, starting today. Let me leave you with a quick summary of everything we covered. After every meal, blood sugar rises. Your muscles, when gently active, can pull that sugar out of your bloodstream naturally through GLUT4 transporters, reducing the burden on your pancreas and improving insulin sensitivity over time. The 4 seated movements are: number 1, calf heel pulses. Rapid, small pulses with your heels lifted activates your second heart and drives circulation upward. Number 2, glute rock pulses. Gentle heel rocking that engages your largest muscle group for maximum glucose absorption. Number 3, hamstring pull pulses, a slow backward drag of the heels that contracts the backs of your thighs and gently relieves lower back tension. Number 4, inner-outer thigh oscillation, a lazy, rhythmic open and close of the knees that activates your inner and outer thighs with zero impact. Do each for approximately 60 seconds. Rotate through them during commercial breaks. Begin within 30 minutes of finishing your meal. Gentle, seated, consistent. That is the formula. If this video helped you today, I want to ask you for one small favor. Share it with someone you care about. A spouse, a sibling, a friend who is managing their blood sugar, a parent who spends long hours sitting after meals. Sometimes the most valuable thing we can give the people we love is information that actually helps them, and this is one of those things. If you are not subscribed yet, please consider joining this community. Every week, we bring you practical science-based health information designed specifically for people who want to age well, feel strong, and live fully. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. And until next time, take care of yourself. Move a little. Even when you are sitting still, your body is always listening.